Hello everyone, welcome to Wicked.west Books. My name is Meg West, and today I am doing my March wrap-up. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, you would know that I promised a bookshelf tour because I finally got all my shelves in order, but it realized it's taking me longer to film that tour than I had anticipated, and then it's going to take me longer to edit it than I had anticipated. So you get the wrap-up this week, and you will have a bookshelf tour next week. So I read 9 books during March, so let's go ahead and jump into the books that I read. The first one is a reread of Born of Ice by Sherilyn Kenyon. This is book 3 in the League series, and it takes place in the future after almost every other book that has come out happens, and so you get a lot of characters in this book that are kids from the main series, and I had to reread it keeping in mind everything I've read for the last few books to see and figure out who each kid belongs to, and it had a lot of fun doing that. Then I reread Born of Betrayal because I absolutely love Born of Betrayal. Born of Betrayal follows the story of Fane and how he meets his wife, and it's got a lot of very funny sides up there, and the beginning is one of my favorites in the series. I also felt the need to reread Born of Legend because I just can't get enough of this entire series. This is the story of Dagger, who does go by another name, and you do meet him in other books before you get to this one, but I don't want to spoil that Dagger's actually a nice guy, so I'm not going to give you his real name. This is one of the bigger books in the series, and it's one of the better ones. It introduces one of my absolute all-time favorite characters in the series, and I think I like him even more than his brother. And in case you did not know or did not realize, the live action for Beauty and the Beast came out in March, and to prepare for that, I read a lot of Beauty and the Beast novels. The first one being As Old as Time by Liz Broswell. This is a twisted tale in which the beautiful enchantress who turns Beast into a beast turns out to be Belle's mother, and it's just kind of how the story would go from there if that were the premises this was based on. The first third of the book gives you the backstory that leads up to the story of Beauty and the Beast, intermixed with Belle coming to the castle and replacing her father, all the way up to the point where she discovers the rose, at which point the entire ending of the movie changes in this book. It was a pretty good read, and I was fairly impressed with it. There were some things I didn't like with it, but when I'm so in love with the original, a few of the changes just didn't sit well with me because of how much I love that original version. After that, I read Beastly by Alex Flynn. This is another Beauty and the Beast retelling. This one takes place in modern day time, and it just kind of happens to a high school boy who is just a high school boy who thinks that his beauty is the most important thing, and if he was ugly, no one would ever listen to him or like him or anything. So it's his story of how he gets turned into a beast and has to find that looks don't matter, and you can still find love if you're not socially accepted as the beauty standard, which is great. And I love the way that he looked in the movie version of this. I hate that this is a book cover, but I love the way that he looked in the movie version of this. The downside is that in the actual book, he looked a lot more like the traditional beast, covered head to toe in fur with claws and horns and stuff, so the movie version didn't quite get that from the book version. After that, I read Of Beast and Beauty by Stacey J. Yes, it is yet another Beauty and the Beast retelling. In this one, it's a very future kind of scientific version of the story wherein humans have settled onto this new planet, and the god there uses magic to mutate some humans into what they call monstrous in this book, and the monstrous and the smoothskins don't get along so well, and as a last-ditch effort to bring peace and harmony back to his planet, the god uses the last bit of his magic to cast a spell on both creatures that their world will slowly die out until one smoothskin and one monstrous can love each other more than themselves and their people. And when that happens, prosperity will come back to the land. And this is just kind of that story. You ready for the next book? Yep, it's another one. Lost in a Book by Jennifer Donnelly. Now, not only is this cover absolutely gorgeous, it is yet another Beauty and the Beast retelling, which I was kind of into for the month of March, if you couldn't tell. In this one, it is kind of just a story that takes place in the middle of the new movie with the character. And for this one, I highly, highly recommend seeing the movie first. Do not read this book before you see the movie. This book actually manages to give away every single change from the cartoon version to the live action film that they did. And so I got to go into the movie after having read this, and every change that popped up, it's like, hey, I knew this would happen because of Lost in a Book, and that was really irritating to me. The story in it, however, is very, very good. Belle finds this book in Beast's library that kind of gives her everything she ever wanted, and so she has to find her way out of the book. She has to want to find her way out of the book in order to get back into the story that we know and love, and hopefully save Beast and the castle and everyone in it. And what book has been missing from this wrap-up so far? The Booksplosion book of the month, which is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. This is a little portable audiobook where it is put on this kind of MP3 player, and you just put a battery in it, and it has the headphone jack, and you get to listen to it as you go. And I really, really enjoyed listening to this book. Not only was The Bone Season absolutely amazing, the fact that the narrator has an Irish accent was big plus for me. The Bone Season is kind of an alternate history turned into an alternate future where something happened that allowed people to bring forth powers of clairvoyance, where they can see the future, they can read the cards and actually read things in it. You have a whole range from necromancy all the way to pyromancy, all the way to, I don't even know all that there is in here, dream walking. There are some very, very cool kind of psychic abilities that a lot of people have gained in this world. The problem is every single one of them is illegal, and you don't choose which one you get. You don't choose to become a clairvoyant. It's just something that happens to you, and it's illegal. It's high treason, and you get arrested for it. And this story follows Paige, who is in fact a dream walker, and just kind of follows her way through this very corrupt system and how she realizes just how corrupt it is, and we'll go from there. And in fact, I liked The Bone Season so much that the second I was done with The Bone Season, I checked out from my library The Mime Order by Samantha Shannon. This is the second book in what is right now a trilogy, but will be 7 books, and it just kind of takes off where The Bone Season left off, and you get a little bit more development from the characters and a little bit more interactions from the characters, and it was also very, very good. And I am trying to decide if I want to buy book 3 this month or if I want to save my money and buy it next month. I'm going to buy 2 books this month. I just can't decide between the Mime Order and the newest Mercy Thompson novel. So yeah, those were the 9 books that I read during the month of March. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you had a great reading month, let me know all about it down in the comments down below. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already. I post videos every Thursday, or else I list books. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wicked day.